Moving to the next slide. I talked about different devices, and if you look at, that fragmentation as well as growth, you have different types of devices, different kind of mobile OS, iOS, Android, and BlackBerry, Windows Phone, a lot more, right? And these devices refreshes every, 24 months, or that may be little high, maybe every, month, all those kind of things, right? And there's a lot of new capabilities being built, and you need to test that: cameras, GPS, and orientation, voice, the locations, and everything, right? You need to make sure that you test all of them, and there are changes happening, and you need to incorporate these changes. The other challenge is that network, right? Your carriers, you might have a slow network. In that case, how does your application behave, correct? And usability, user experience is a major concern. Your application needs to be, usable in different locale. You need to have translations available. All this consideration, right? And one more thing, if you look at, is that typically, if your application is taking more than 5 seconds for a request, for example, you clicked on a link in your mobile application and it takes more than 5 seconds, it is all the chances that customer may not use it. They need the response very fast. No latency should be there. Okay, what does we provide from a mobile testing perspective from RTW or from Rational, right? We support, as of today, as I said, this is the first version of mobile testing capability that we delivered in June this year, and we started with supporting both Android and iOS. That means you can test an application that is running on Android as well as on iOS. We provide a very natural language kind of steps or tests, and that is very easy to understand. We don't just capture those UI part. We also capture those device controls interactions also. For example, some of that mobile, the back button as well as the other buttons, right, home button, is part of the device, part of the hardware itself. So if you click on that for going back to that previous page or previous screen, then you need to even record that one, right? As I said, this solution is integrated with Eclipse. Eclipse is again an open platform, and many customers develop their application using Eclipse or integrate with Eclipse, so you can actually leverage on those different capabilities that is already available in Eclipse for different kind of testing, right? And another thing is that end-to-end mobile testing. I talked about virtualization and performance testing. Let's look at what are the supported mobile operating system and its versions. We support versions, Android version 2.2 plus and iOS 6 plus. We support both native application as well as hybrid applications. When I talk about hybrid applications, we support the technologies like HTML5 and CSS3. We support jQuery mobile. Basically, we capture or record the test from the physical device or an emulator or a simulator in the case of iOS. And the test being generated is basically, we call it as clear script. It is a very natural language English-like statement, so it is very easy to understand. You don't need to be a technical tester to understand those tests. We support, and also it supports the multi-language. It is not just English. We support other languages also. That means if you're recorded on English, you can still play back on a different locale. That's exactly that multi-language support we have. I talked about keywords. We support keywords and automating keywords using RTW for mobile testing. We also, one more important integration we have is the Worklight. Worklight is another IBM solution that actually helps you in developing your mobile application. For example, with a single source code, you can actually say create the runtime for different kind of application that will run on different OSs. So I can create an application, let's say Hello World application, and I can generate the binary code for that application that will run on different OSs, Android or iOS, Windows Phone. So that is done by Worklight, and Worklight is majorly used in kind of hybrid application development, and it's very easy to get your application being developed in short time. I was shown some of the